This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
Michael, I support you. Michelle, I support you. Paul, I support you. Pamela, I support you. Samuel, I support you. So will you support us too? This commercial has been brought to you by EmporiumPlus.org, where you will find the latest fashions. And still a man, you S.A.M, and be forever SOS support our sisters, Adopto Paris and Adopto Paris ladies first. To truly support, we must support all.
What's up, people? It is Tuesday night, and you are now tuned in to the Still a Man podcast. Tonight, we're talking about monogamy. We're talking about men's inability to be monogamous. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this. So let's just be clear about this. When you are in a monogamous relationship, that means you are dealing with one woman. Because we talk about the men, we're gonna talk about the women too. But for the men, when you are in a monogamous relationship, you are dealing with one woman, not several. So now that we got that out the way, that's the definition. Let's go ahead and start with let's get the woman's point of view on this. Patsy, you want to go ahead and start us off? You want to tell us how you feel about men that have a problem with being monogamous. They say they want to be in a relationship, but then they have a failure of communication. They can't commit. They can't do what needs to be done in this situation. They just misbehave. So tell me what you think this is all about. Why do they do it? And why do they have a problem with basically cheating? That's what it is. It's cheating. Stepping outside of your relationship is cheating. What's the definition of cheating? When an individual is dishonest in an attempt to get an advantage. So let's just talk about that. Patsy, you got the floor.
Yes, they haven't grown up. They're childish. They want to do what they want to do. You know, and they have an issue with manning up and taking responsibility. If you committed yourself to that woman, either keep that commitment or get out the door. And if you want to keep hitting up on other women, well, be it like that. You know, when you be with somebody, you be either say like we're open, we got an open relationship and keep it like that. And I hit you up while I'm hitting up other women, and strap it up too. You know, because STDs are for real. You know, out there. So yeah.
So let me go ahead and ask you this question too, since you said something about that. So when you say strap it up, are you open to having your man, basically sample other women, or are you open to that?
Me personally, no. But if it's like the two of you gotta have an open have a open communication. If you're going to be a relationship with someone and you want to open forum with each other, that's got to be said. If you guys aren't in agreement, then you need to move on from that woman. You know, if she's not willing to say, okay, well, no, I don't want to be like that. I just want me and you. Well, something has to happen to end then, you know, and you move
Okay.
on.
All right. So just so we clear, you're not open to an open relationship. That's not something that you're into. You're not into sharing.
No.
Okay. Okay. Duchess, you got the floor. Same question. How you feel about it?
I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I feel that if that's the type of relationship that you want, then you should be honest. I feel like most men are not honest about it, and then they don't give the woman the option to either be on board or not be on board. So, and I think that's one of the bigger problems. So you take the decision making from me instead of allowing me to make the decision on whether I want to be on board or not. No, I'm not into sharing. I don't even like sharing food. So I sure in the hell don't like sharing my man. So no, not at all.
Okay. Bert, you want to go ahead and touch on this? I mean, how you feel about this? You hear the young ladies, they're saying that they don't do open relationships, they don't do entanglements, they don't do triangles, they're not up for any of that. It's like be honest. If that's what you want, then you don't want them. That's basically what they're saying. So how do you feel about the men having issues with being monogamous? Is it something that is a problem, or is it something that you think is just in their head? They're exaggerating. Bert, gotta turn your mic on.
I got booted off and I just came back on.
All right.
Well,
So
I think
I'll
if
ask
we,
you. Go ahead.
yes, I heard the question. I think if we go back, a lot of this begins somewhere at home where we've been introduced to this infidelous behavior through older, whether it be parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, something. We've been exposed to this. So this isn't something that has occurred as just a thought process. This is what I'm going to do. This is, I'm going to try to say a bit of a learned behavior. But to be honest, I mean, we are a being of selfishness. We don't consider other people's feelings or, again, other people's involvement. We just kind of do what we want. Sometimes we may feel a lack of something and find something that makes us feel better than we did, or, you know, and that opens up the lines of communication. If there's something missing, I see now as a more mature adult. I mean, I was an adult and I wasn't shit for a little while, and I get it, but I'm a little bit more mature now, and I believe I see things in a different light. I don't believe I can handle it myself. I can't handle that at all. I mean, I'm selfish, call it what you want. I'm okay with that right now. I can live with it. If you can't, then sucks to be you.
So
Like
what I'm
people.
hearing is you're saying, even though you may have participated in that behavior, you are not someone that you can take it. Like you don't subscribe to that what's good for the goose is good for the gander stuff.
Absolutely not. I mean, now here's my saying that too. Now, okay, let's say there's some situation happened, you know, in an entanglement, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you decide to accept what happened and accept me back into your life, you cannot hold me accountable for that continuously if we're trying to move forward. Now, if I continue to make these mistakes, they no longer have become a mistake. It's become a choice that I choose to live by. And if you choose to stay with me and accept that, maybe not accept it, but if you accept me back into your life to make things work, then this can't be the focal point of every conversation that doesn't go right, where it gets thrown in your face and, all your guilty stuff for 10 years you got to throw in my face every time the lawn ain't cut or the dishes ain't washed, or you can't revert back to that struggle. So if you choose to accept it, move forward. If you don't, then that's what I would have to live with as the mistake I made as a man. I lost something good in my life. I would have to live with that fact. But could I accept it from another woman doing it to me? Absolutely not. I'd probably lose my ever-loving mind. So I don't think us as men, period, can accept the hurt and the pain that we delivered to many women in our lives. I don't think many of us, anyone that says they could, is lying, or you don't have that extra boost of testosterone that makes you that extra man in the game to not be able to hear that. I can't accept it. And I'm sorry. I don't think I could tolerate it. I don't want to be with somebody like that, but I would expect that person to take me back if I did. So I get it. It's a double-edged sword, and I'm just a creature of nature, and I'm getting better. I'm trying to better myself. I don't see it the same way now. I would be very pleased if I was involved in a monogamous relationship, but I don't know if I met any monogamous women that I feel are worthy for me to choose to just be monogamous. I mean, I'm no-nogamous now. I mean, so it ain't really a monogamous woman. This is a no-ogamous, no women right now. So, I mean, would I enjoy the pleasure of one person? Absolutely. Have that one person presented themselves for me like as being monogamous or can be monogamous? No.
I think there's a level of honesty that accompanies that type of relationship. Because again, there are some women out here, if you tell them, you know, I just want to sleep with you, they're open to it. But I think that you should be honest when approaching women. If that's all you want, then that's what you need to be clear about in the beginning. So then you won't be guilty of said behavior. But if you are giving false pretense, falsehood, that you are going to be monogamous with this woman, and you're out there sleeping with everybody that you know opens up for you, then you're wrong. And the way I see cheaters, I've always said this: liars and thieves and cheaters, they're triplets. Because you know, when you lie to someone, you're stealing their truth. You're not giving them you're cheating them out of the truth. When you cheat on somebody, you're robbing them of their trust. So you know they're like hand in hand. You know, it seems like one supports and basically defines the other. Each one of those words: cheaters, liars, and thieves. But let's go on and get Big Brother Timmy. How you feel about it? How you feel about this whole monogamous relationships? Is this something that you can do? Are you capable of being monogamous?
Of course. See, I say it again all the time. I treat people how I want to be treated. So I treat women as, you know, as women. And I don't, you know, I've been through things where, you know, I had, you know, a couple of issues with people, with females. I had issues where I was involved in the three-way triangle.
Wait, so let me be clear about this. Did you know this going into it, or was this something that was sprung upon you, something that you just learned about later on? Surprise, we're in a entanglement.
Yeah, I somewhat knew about it, but my impression was that they were separated. That they were no longer living in the same house they both was doing their own thing, whatnot. And then come to find out, homie come follow her to my to where I'm at and whatnot. So, you know, it got physical altercation and whatnot. And from there, I was like, from that point there, my thing was, listen, you know, I need you to be honest. You know, I don't need a bunch of aggravation. I don't need no trauma or drama. You know, so my thing is, if you come be straight, I'm always being as truthful as I can be with it comes to things like that. Because my whole thing is about, like I said, always said in every podcast, communication. I'm about communicating. Hey, we got issues. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation about it. Let me know what you got, what your problem is with me, and I'll tell you what my problem is with you. You know, and we, you know, it's like when you start in a relationship, it starts from you know, building bricks, right? But when you get up there, you already built bricks. Now, if you don't do that before you start building the foundation, then in the middle, while the foundation is being firmly laid, then issues pop up, and then now you have to take layers of foundation away to you know, to go back to where it was, and then you can rebuild that foundation back up again. But it's always good to get that right from the start, right from the jump. Hey, this is what it is. This is what I want. This is what I expect. You know.
So, just so we clear, you're not the person that was guilty of cheating. The female was the person that was cheating. So that is like, you're like, it goes against everything that a lot of women say about men. That men are not capable of being monogamous. So in this situation, this was the woman that was not capable of being monogamous, and she just wasn't. It doesn't seem like she was an honest person, good person to begin with. Sean, same question.
All right. I'm gonna start off by saying that the examples that I'm gonna use is based on me and the individuals that I've dealt with. So I'm not speaking for every man, and I'm not speaking for every woman, just in my situation. Now, for me, I consider myself a sexual being. And so now when I was doing the thing to where I wasn't monogamous in my relationship, it had everything to do with my sexual desire to the individuals that I was attracted to in that manner. And that's all that it was. So it wasn't that I did not want to be in a monogamous relationship, because I have done that on many occasions. But there has been times where I have stepped outside of my relationships that I've been in. And it was solely on the fact of it being a sexual thing and not like having a whole complete another relationship with somebody. So your question was why I'm in a monogamous relationship when if they can't be monogamous.
Basically.
It's not so much that they can't be monogamous, they just choose not to. Because we like being monogamous is takes on the same willpower as someone who wants to stop drinking, smoking, or anything else for that matter.
Yes.
It's so will. It's what you want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
me, for a good portion of my life, I was a selfish dude
Mm-hmm.
and knew it, but did not care.
Mm-hmm.
So we can be monogamous. It's just a matter of us choosing to be monogamous.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So again, if you just joined tonight, we're talking about you know, men being in a monogamous relationship and they fail to be monogamous, infidelity, you know. So just so we clear again, monogamous means you're in a relationship with one person, an individual, not plurals. So we
Was
got
this
some
an
more.
all men meeting? Because I didn't get a link, nor did Tanya.
Okay. So we will rectify that later on, tech person. Make sure that you get these people the link. But just in case, guys, the link is always posted on Facebook. All you have to do is just go on there and click on it. So again, we got some more people joining us. Welcome back, Elijah. So we're gonna go ahead and give these ladies some time to get acclimated. Josie, I believe, just chimed in, and Maria, and we're gonna come back to you. But the question is right now, how do you feel about men that have that feel to be monogamous when they claim that they want to be in a monogamous relationship? You know what, Elijah, we haven't heard from you in a while. Go ahead and jump right in.
Hold on a sec.
You gotta turn your mic on.
Okay, hold on one sec.
All right, so I'll come right back to you. We're gonna keep it going on. Robbie, how you feel about it?
Well, a man what? Being loyal to daggone his woman or stepping outside the house.
Basically,
Uh,
let's call it what it is, cheating.
yeah, I've been in predicaments. I had my heart set in the right place at times to, I realized I was being played a fool, so I played the game. I can't say that I ain't guilty of doing so. It started off just me as a one man, in a relationship with just this one woman. And then I found out she might have been doing her extra on the outside. So then it became women jumping out of windows out of my home while she wasn't home. And before she got there, they snuck out and she came in. And when she left, they snuck in. So I'm guilty. I mean, I lived that life, but it wasn't something I wanted to live. It was just that I was trying to satisfy my need like she was satisfying her need outside home when she didn't have to. And that wasn't in just one relationship. It happened in a couple. And I also been in 5 relationships at one time.
Mm. So you are a serial cheater.
Didn't want to be. I was just living the 5 relationships at one time when I was in, my youth. I was able to do that. But as I got older, it was due to women that I trust with my heart failed me. So I couldn't do anything other than to play the game as well as they was playing it.
Mm. Okay. All right. So ladies, I know some of you guys are joining in, so I'm gonna say this again. I apologize for any oversights whereas the link is concerned, but we will rectify that situation at a later time. So I'm gonna let you, I promise I'm gonna that I would want to hear from you ladies. So let me just go right to you, ladies, and then we're gonna come back to Elijah. Go ahead, Maria. You got the floor. How do you feel about men that fail to be monogamous when they claim that they want to be in a relationship?
And come back to me.
All right, Tanya, you ready to share?
Yeah, I'm ready to share.
All right, let's go. Let them have it.
How do I feel about men who want to cheat?
Basically.
That's putting it quick and to the point.
Yes,
I feel
it is.
like they're very immature. You shouldn't be getting in a relationship, in a committed relationship with someone if you're not sure that's who you want to be with. If you're not ready to settle down, then I don't think that you should even have a physical relationship if you're not ready to settle down.
Now, when we say physical,
I'm talking sex.
Okay.
Put it that way.
Because we all grown, so don't hold back. You know,
yeah,
speak your mind.
I'm talking about sex, because every time you have sex with someone, you're giving a piece of yourself away.
Okay.
So if you're not ready for that, then you shouldn't even go there.
Okay. That's straight to the point. All right. You ready, Elijah?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right, what was the question again?
So how do you feel about the topic? Basically, men claiming to want to be in relationships where they monogamous relationships, and they fail to do so. Is this something that is let me say hereditary? Is something in the DNA? Is it environmental, or is it just a choice? You know, so what's the reason? And have you been guilty of it, or have you cheated, or have you been cheated on?
That's a lot.
No names.
That's a lot to unpack. All right.
No names.
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right, cool. First of all, I think it's a culture. When should a man be with one woman, or he choose to cheat, or he choose to be with other women? All that, to me, I think is a culture. Whatever tribe you're in, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be influenced by your environment. That's number one. Number two, when men do cheat, I believe it's for the simple fact is because we got the visual thing going on. So when we do something, it's like as if we're missing out something. So that relationship, you gotta define it, and everybody has their own definition of relationship. Have I cheated? Yeah, many times. I love females. It is what it is. Have I been cheated on? Yeah. And once I knew the rules and regulations, you do you, I do me. We meet up together, we do each other. That was the mentality, you know what I mean? But because the environment that I'm in, it was easy to play it that way, or shall I say, it was easy to develop a character that way. When you're in Rome, you do what the Romans do. Can you be monogamous, love one person and stuff? Real talk, when you, because it's culture. When you gotta do with that spirituality stuff, man. When you get in the spirit and the spirituality, and y'all make a contract, and then you can make compromise because it's off a contract, or should I say spirituality contract? Why? Like say Muslims or Christians, or you know what I'm saying, Catholics, or whatever spirituality you believe in, you got something you can follow. You know what I mean? I know like in the Jewish tradition, the parents the one who makes the rules and regulations. Yeah, you pick your girl, and you know what I mean, hopefully she picks you, but the parents makes the rules and regulation. You follow that rules and regulation when it comes to marriage. Nature, I look at animals, man. I don't see animal with, I don't see a lot of animals with just one person. I see they bounce around, man. You know what I mean? So, I don't know if are we supposed to be with one person? I don't know. Some say it was only made one man, one woman. Some people say it was tribes. I don't know. But I know when it comes to me, I played all around circles, and whatever I choose is whatever I choose, because I already dip and dab. Imagine me being with one person, and then I'm 52 years old, and I find out that another person loves me or like me or just lust after me. What do I do? Stay committed? Or wander around, because I'm in an environment that people wander around. I don't know nobody who's really committed like that. They ain't dead. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's really about the environment. You know what I'm saying to you? So culture. That's that relationship. That's a whole different animal, Dave.
All right. Josie, you want to retort? You want to give your opinion, your perspective about this?
I think at some point I can't even say that truthfully. I just know at some point in my life, I probably have been cheated on, and I probably did the cheating on. So do I feel like men shouldn't do it? Absolutely. I think women shouldn't do it either, but it's what we're dealing with, and this is how we're living. And today in time, I feel like it's worse than, when I was coming up trying to have a committed relationship. Now it's just like, where's the commitment? If you didn't get it back then, you're going to have a hard time getting it now.
So let me ask you this question. Is that something that you're open to? Are you just, like totally like gonna say, men cheat and I just have to accept that? Is that something that you become accepting of?
That's a done deal. That's a closed case when it comes to me being committed. So again, back in the days when I was trying to be committed, it was different scenarios, it was different situations. I'm not putting up with you cheating on me, and I hope you're not going to put up with me cheating around on you. But, again, what I'm saying in life, we go through life like we got to be these perfect people, right? And that would be great if we all could be, right? Realistically, I don't think anyone sets out to cheat on their girl unless you're just malicious or messed up in the head. And I don't think any female sets out to cheat on a man. I just think that it's the certain situations that life might present to you at that. Now, it's a challenge, right? Do you feed into it, or do you overcome that challenge and, stay committed? There's certain things that make you no longer want to be committed that ends up leading you to cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the best policy is just be honest. If you're no longer interested in that person in that way,
say bye-bye.
Then state that and
say bye-bye.
But don't throw people in the back door closet or in the next room, hiding them, claiming you're not in a committed relationship. You're in a committed relationship.
What the fuck?
So there's an understanding.
Well, let me add to that.
Go on.
Because I have been cheated on and I've cheated. So I think a lot of it has to do with you trying to find, like I said, everybody wants to be loved. We all want to have love unconditionally. We want to find that special someone because we all were created for someone else. And you got to have you got to have that spiritual connection. Now, and I'm just going to use myself as an example. Like I said, when I get involved with someone, I give my all, but then they cheat on me. And it has nothing to do with what type of woman or what type of person I am, because I know what I'm giving. I know what I'm bringing to the table. So if you cheating on me, it's something lacking in you, something that you need to find, something that
you can't speak for somebody else.
And the problem is that we carry that baggage of being cheated on to the next situation. Well, we really need to find out about ourselves and know ourselves and know ourselves and what we want for ourselves, what we'll accept and what we won't accept. Because you attract what you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When you learn about who you are and you have learn who you are as an individual, as a man, as a woman, and you start carrying yourself in that truth, then that comes to you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Maria, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, so I think majority of guys cheat, period. Like Josie said, I don't think you just set out to get in a relationship and cheat on your girl.
If you do, then there's something seriously wrong with you. But women don't just cheat. That's my theory. Normally, women cheat because they've been cheated on.
There you go.
Please tell them. Please tell them. Please tell
There
them.
you go.
Not all true.
Maria, are
But
you
you
done?
feel though.
Okay, now I want to say this as a man. I've been in relationships with a couple of people. I know like hell I never cheated on my spouse to they have cheated on me. So explain women of that nature. There's women out here that do cheat. They go straight out, mingle in clubs, bars, hospitals, restaurants, wherever they find the loser to lay down with.
You know
Well,
why?
my
Oh,
other
You know why?
incorrect theory is you really lose that person how you got that person. So if you got with that person while you was cheating on your girl, there you have it.
Well, you know,
See, here's the thing. The thing is,
Wait. Hold on, Timmy.
Talk about
Hold on. Guys,
let
to be
me make a
fair.
statement.
Yeah, hold on, Elijah. We're gonna
that
come back
strikes
to you guys.
everyone.
We gotta
We
let
just took over his
Gregory.
spot, huh?
Wait, we gotta let Gregory weigh in because he didn't
Yeah, so let me
speak yet.
throw in a little new age sauce on it. Scientifically speaking, there's more women than men in the world. And if we go back, kings and queens, even vice versa, some of them had more than one spouse. It just was happening. And I believe that you have more than one love in life. So monogamy might be an Americanized theory and it's an American dream. Everybody wants the White House, picket fits, and the relationship, and it's supposed to be good. You got the kids, but sometimes it's not like that. It's just a dream.
Okay. So let before I go back to everybody that's what I'm gonna go back to. Let me just tell you guys, they say the number one reason why men cheat is because they are not getting their needs met emotionally. And like Elijah said and some other individuals said earlier, men are visual. Women are emotional and mental. So, you know, BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe, never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl's poison. We know that, but we would whistle that song while we're walking behind that girl. And we know we got a girl with a big butt and a beautiful smile at home, but you just want, some of you want to pursue that steak booty. You know, so you go off on that pursuit. But Elijah first, then Timmy.
So check it, right? I gotta agree with Maria. When it comes down to seeing histories and stories and all of that stuff, it always been, you know what I mean, that king or that lion, and you always have these lioness. You know what I mean? And when it comes to a beautiful woman or a woman period, she don't have to be beautiful in the eyes beholder. But a woman period, she carries this thing called energy, kid. You know what I'm saying to you? That's what moves a man. You dig? That's what gives a man to get up in the morning, go to work, and all that stuff. It's this energy that woman carries. A woman can say something without saying nothing. You know what I'm saying to you? And when he gets that, you know what I mean? He will always stay faithful and loyal to that female, as in the sense of this is our game plan. When it comes to sexuality, oops, sorry, not sorry. We're sluts. It just is what it is, man. We're sluts because of that energy. You know what I'm saying to you? And there's a lot of beautiful. That's why there's more women than there is men. You know what I'm saying? So we can have 5 women. These women is fighting. They turn on the side. You know what I mean? So I gotta go with Maria there. Yeah. You know what I mean? To find that loyalty for all the women who wants to be wives or who wants to be, you know what I mean, companions or relationship, whatever. Know your energy's worth. You know what I mean? Because you bring a lot to the table without saying nothing. But we try and match energy with your words and with your act. Man, we're going to dip and dab and jump from the next chick to the next chick to the next chick for the simple fact that there's too many energy throwing at us. When you stay in that same vibration, man, that monogamous would be all about contract and love. You understand that person. You're all that I need. But I'm with Maria. That's all.
But why do you need a contract to do what you expect of them?
I think
Hold
that
A
he's
soul
on,
talking
contract.
verbally. You're
hold on,
not
check
really
it
Soul
out.
signing no contract.
Hold on. Check it out. That contract, kid, is the one where you talking with love to love, spirit to spirit,
Yeah.
words to words. When you say, person, I love you, that's still the same thing as a contract. It's just what do the meaning of love, and what you bring it to that package of love. So when you make it clear with that woman makes it clear with you, then y'all both will start working off of each other's energy because you know the contract. But if not, you're gonna let your lust take over, and you know different than the animal instinct.
Okay.
Like a synonym will be commitment. You're committed, and that's the
Yeah.
contract of verbally.
Timmy?
Now, I believe the reason men and women cheat is because of love, not LOVE, love, LUV. Now, we don't listen to one another. We try to think this is not the right time to have a conversation. You know, and you understanding. You when you listening to your mate talking to you about issues, then you must let her know that you understand and that you've been listening to what she's been saying or he's been saying. And then the V is validation. Because now that you listen and understand, now you must validate that you understand the whole concept of what our discussion is, what I need to do, what I need to work on. That's what makes people cheat, because they don't have that.
Validation. So, all right, guys. So this is what we're gonna do right now. Everybody, take out your pencils, your pads, your pen. Get ready to write something down. We're about to go to school, because we need some help. So before we even go to the video, let me by a show of hands or yay or nay, because what I'm hearing right now from the male representation on this panel, the majority of you guys are saying it's in the man's nature to be an animal, to be a dog, to be a pig, all these things that these women.
Wow.
I didn't
So
say it.
that's what
Sounds about right. Sounds about
All
right.
y'all,
There's a whole
what I
bunch of
heard.
all
nays.
y'all that rebuttal, y'all.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Y'all all speaking, that means y'all all validate yourself as an animal.
Now I'm gonna say this, right? Now I happen to know, because I pay attention. There are some card-carrying chartered members of the, I'm gonna go ahead and say this because we all grown, men ain't shit meetings. I don't want to call no names, but there is an existing chapter in the Boston area. I happened to walk in on some of these meetings, and it seems that even back then in the mid-90s to current date, some of you guys' attitude hasn't changed about the male representation. So again, it's time to go to school. Let's see what the professionals say. Tech person, go ahead and roll that video.
Why do men cheat? Why did he do it? In today's video, I'm going to explain the exact factors that are involved when a man cheats and how you can prevent it from happening to you in the future. Stay tuned.
Really, Dave?
A question that women come to me constantly with is, why did it happen? Why did he go off and do something stupid? Why did he go off to this other girl? What caused him to cheat? Well, what I want to do today is explain the factors behind cheating. And the reality with cheating is there's no one single factor that leads to it. It's a combination of 5 different factors that can all contribute in their own ways to a man cheating or staying loyal. I want to explain those factors for you today, and in today's video I'm going to give you a real overview as to how those factors come together to lead to a man either cheating or staying loyal. Now, in subsequent videos, what I want to do for you is explain these factors in more detail. So I'm going to make this into a little 6-part series. And in each of those follow-up videos, I'm going to explain these factors on an individual level and how you can help with some of them. You can't control all of them, but there are some where you can play a part to minimize the chance and to make it virtually zero once you understand the factors, once you know how to choose the right men, of infidelity ever happening to you. So the first factor that's involved in a man cheating is the most important one, and it's unmet needs. Now, cheating never happens when someone is getting all their needs in every area. Now, some of those needs may be subconscious. So this could be someone who thinks they're getting all their needs and then still finds themselves cheating. So unmet needs, what would be an example of an unmet need? Well, if a man feels emasculated, that could be an example of an unmet need. If a man isn't feeling the excitement or passion that he wants, that could be an example of an unmet need. He might not have the self-esteem. That's an example of an unmet need that you can't control. He might, say, be feeling unloved or appreciated. He might feel insecure. There's lots of reasons that men will cheat due to an unmet need in a relationship. And some of these you can control and some you can't. In the follow-up video, I'm going to go into these unmet needs and the ones that you can control and how you can make sure that your man in the relationship has those. Now, I want you to remember here as well, this is never an excuse for cheating. I'm not excusing cheating one little bit, but they are reasons. The better you can understand these reasons, the more you'll be able to prevent it in your relationships. So there's always some sort of unmet need on a conscious or subconscious level. The second is his fear of loss. So his fear of being single is what it essentially amounts to. You see, when a man has an unmet need, he always has the option to leave the relationship or communicate about it. And if communication fails, he always has the option to leave the relationship. But fear affects men a lot more than what most women think it does. A lot of men have a real fear of being alone. I've had players straight up tell me, guys who are cheating on their girlfriends, I've had them straight up tell me, I'm not going to leave my girlfriend because I'm scared to be alone. It sucks, right? It's pathetic behavior. But it's better to be aware of it and know that it happens. A guy's fear of loss, how scared he is of being single, will contribute to the chance that he will cheat. Because if he has a big unmet need, but he's not afraid to be single, the guy's going to talk about it and then walk away from the relationship before he cheats. So the third factor that's involved is probably going to surprise you. It's his genetics and his upbringing. There is a massive genetic component to monogamy. People always ask me, Mark, do you think humans are naturally monogamous? There's no answer to that. There's no yes, there's no, there's no men aren't monogamous, but women are. It's a fluid concept. The fact is some people are more monogamous, some people are less, and there is a big genetic component to monogamy. The book by Helen Fisher, it's called Why We Love. It's a fantastic book, and if you're interested in this area, I strongly recommend it. I'm going to talk more about the genetics and upbringing component in the following video. But essentially, some people are genetically more monogamous than others, and their upbringing affects it too. Epigenetics is a concept where your genes will change based on your upbringing, and certain genes get turned on and off. So the way they were brought up, risk factors like substance abuse in the house, risk factors like single parenthood or double parenthood, all these things will change epigenetics, and on an aggregate level, on a generalized level, will affect a man's risk of cheating. So the fourth factor is his values. Some men have a really high value for monogamy. They believe in it. Perhaps they had a church style upbringing. They really, really value that highly. Other men don't believe in monogamy at all. It's just not their thing. This is different to their genetics and their upbringing. This is their conscious values, and this is the things that they really hold important. For example, let's say that a man has a huge value for monogamy and hugely is genetically monogamous. Well, if that guy has an unmet need, he's probably not going to cheat compared to the player who doesn't value those things as much. And the final factor involved is the impulsiveness of his character. Very few people who set out to cheat plan to cheat that day. There's some who do, by all means, but most do it on an impulse. And they will be the first ones to admit that it was freaking stupid after they've done it. Cheating often comes from impulsive personalities and impulsive characters. So the more impulsive a man is, the higher risk factor in that way. With that being said, I've tended to be with impulsive people. I know lots of women who are with impulsive men who have never cheated. The unmet needs aren't there. Maybe they don't mind leaving, or maybe they just have a really high value on monogamy. Impulsiveness alone does not mean a man will cheat, but it is a risk factor involved, and an important one. So those are the 5 factors, and the different way these add up together is going to affect a man's chance of cheating. For example, let's say that a guy has a somewhat high unmet need, but a very high fear of loss. He mostly values monogamy, and he mostly has the genetics towards monogamy, and he's a middling impulsive character. Well, his fear of loss is high, so he's not going to leave the relationship. He might communicate about it, but let's say that that doesn't come through for him and that he's not getting that need met, he's still going to be too scared to leave. Even though he has a mid-range value for monogamy, that unmet need is going to increase and increase, and eventually he gets himself into an impulsive situation. Maybe he gets drunk, again, not an excuse, but a reason, and he does something stupid and cheats. Let's take maybe a different example where the guy does have a middling range unmet need, but his fear of loss isn't that high. He values monogamy, he's genetically more monogamous, and he's not such an impulsive character. Well, that guy's unmet need could get quite high, but he's probably not going to cheat. He values monogamy too much, and he's not afraid to leave the relationship if it comes to it. That guy's at a low risk of cheating. Take the player. The player may not have a big unmet need at all. He might have a little bit of fear of leaving, but he might just have no value at all on monogamy and no genetics towards monogamy, no belief in it. By the way, if you want to know if a man values monogamy and how he values it, ask him if he's ever cheated in his relationships. That can be a clue. Ask him if he believes humans are naturally monogamous. That's a big clue. And ask him if he believes loyal marriages and relationships exist. So if you want to know that 4th factor, if you want to know about how a guy values monogamy, that's a way to find out about that risk factor. But you know, as I was saying, that player might be really impulsive, and so he doesn't have a big unmet need. He may not even have a giant fear of leaving the relationship, but he has no real value on monogamy and he's pretty impulsive, so that guy cheats. In the next video, I'm going to go through into each of these factors, and the unmet needs is an important one because that's the one where you can have some influence, and there are certainly things you can do to make sure that your man is happy and getting his needs met as much as you can, as much as in your ability, to minimize the chances of infidelity in a relationship. Again, this isn't an excuse, but it is a reason you would want your man to make sure that your needs are being met in the relationship as well, not to necessarily even avoid you cheating, but just to show his love for you. So that gives you a wrap as to the factors involved. You can see some of those factors, unmet needs, for example, choosing a man who values monogamy, you can have an influence on. Other factors are just out of your control. If his fear of loss is way too high and he's not willing to confront it, if he's not geared to that way with his genetics and he's a very impulsive character, then there's not much you can do. So these are the factors that contribute, and I really look forward to the follow-up videos where I'm going to explain each of these so that you can understand them, and the better you can understand them, the more you can minimize and make virtually zero by picking the right man and knowing the causes, infidelity in your relationships in the future. This is...
Hey, did you guys hear about that store online? One Stop Shop? EmporiumPlus.org. Go over there now, where you can find the latest fashions and the Dr. Parrish Youth Serum, Still a Man, a Dr. Parrish Ladies First, SOS Support Our Sisters, and Envy Forever. Go, gravitate to the fashions that will make you look better.
Okay, guys, let's start with the ladies first. How did you feel about that video? And let's go to Duchess first.
I know he's gonna come to me. I feel like he was on point. I do feel like the impulsive behavior, and especially listening to the guys of, you know, how they see a woman and doesn't really matter what she looks like, her big butt is attractive to me. I swear men act like women don't have these feelings too. We just don't, most of us just don't go and hump the next thing that's right near us right then and there. We have some control, impose control. So I thought that was a good point. Unmet needs, subconscious and conscious, fear of loss, to me is kind of backwards. Like, if you don't want to lose somebody, I would think that your priority would be not to do something to lose somebody. So that didn't make sense to me.
That's where the action.
Impulsive behavior, yeah. The genetics and upbringing, I feel like that is a cop out. I feel like because we have a patriarchal society and most men have been given the license to think that that's okay, and women are looked down upon for the same behavior as men. I feel that is a societal thing. Actually, it's a worldwide societal thing because most women are looked at as secondhand citizens. So I don't agree with that. And the values, yeah, your values do make a difference on what you believe and what you make an effort to do with it.
Okay, Tanya, you gonna jump in?
I'm with Duchess.
All right. So that's all you have to say about it?
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I'm with Duchess.
All right.
I can see a lot of his points where if it's like a mix and a match. Like, you understand what I'm saying? But that impulsive behavior is always there because men are visual. But if you got a good woman in your life and it's giving you everything that you need, that's where the impulse behavior come in at.
Yeah, and because we are visual, go ahead. Because we are visual, we as men, we need to be careful because you may become a victim of the topic that we discussed last week. You might be a part of an abusive relationship because she might smack the hell out you and or smack your lights out or knock your lights out. So you got to be careful about wandering eyes. But go ahead.
Or she might cheat on you. Or she might cheat on you.
And the tears will impair your vision.
And I'm sorry, women are better cheaters than men.
Oh!
Don't get excited, Tanya.
Now, see, I told my brother.
You don't like it in one breath, but you condone how good you are.
Listen,
go to hypocrisy.
A woman would be a better cheater
if she
thinks about it before she do it. That's the reason why.
Yeah, that's right.
I just told you.
That's right. Hey, Dave,
hold on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna tell you guys something. See, God gonna have his way every day, all day. I told you guys ahead of time that I was gonna drop a bomb on you. Unfortunately, Tanya went ahead and just pulled the plug. I mean, she just went ahead and told you guys, pulled down the curtains. So that's what I was going to tell y'all. Ultimately, women are better cheaters than men because, you know, you guys, we set such a bad example, you know, of what not to do.
Just like us.
Let me give you
what
an
not
example.
to do. It makes it easier for them to not make those mistakes. Let me tell y'all this. Let me be clear about this. Let me be clear about this. There are some women that will go out there, sleep with your best friend, sleep with your brother, sleep with the neighbor, sleep with the next man, come home, cook you dinner, have sex with you, lie down next to you, get up and go and do it the next day.
That's not the woman we're talking about. That's not the woman.
Well, those are better cheaters.
No, that's a different type of. That's a different.
That sounds like
that's the lady of the night.
That's a prostitute.
Nah, you know what?
That ain't no prostitute. They get paid.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah,
check
go
it,
ahead.
right? Check it, right? Real talk, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Women can be better cheaters. Okay, it is what it is. Yet, when it comes to doing the most, having more than just one, you know what I'm saying, to your partner or one female is always going to be man, dog. Why? Because it's less of us, it's more of them. And because it's more of them, that makes us more just greedy
Accessible.
or just want to try all the flavors. It's just in our DNA, kid. It is what it is, man. Until you put a little spirituality or contract, you know what I'm saying? To then you'll try. You know what I mean? A lot of that fails because you know what I mean? Good old college try. But when it comes to cheating, yeah, they can be better cheater. Okay, cool. They can sleep with your man and cook your dinner, cool. But when it comes to who's doing it the most, dog, it's us, kid. Are you serious?
I think see, I beg to differ, and this is
Well,
why
I
I would
was
say
about to
this.
say they're
The
doing
only
it more
reason
now.
why I would say, because this is what's being reported. See, when men cheat, it's a badge of honor. You get a slap on the back, go on out there and take one for the team, you know, go spread your seed and stuff like that. Women are more discreet about when they do what they do, except if they want to be caught. And when they want to be caught, just know you have been replaced. Your days are numbered. Wrap it up, game over. They done already found your replacement. They get caught because they want to get caught. We get caught is because we get arrogant about it. We think that we can't get caught. They get caught because they want to get caught, because they're done with you. They don't want to hide no more. And the person that they're messing with don't want to be a secret no more. That's why they're better at it. But go ahead.
Wait a minute, before you go any further,
Point of
have a
view.
woman answer that. Humor us men.
Exactly. From a
Humor us
woman's
men.
point
Tell
of
us,
view.
we'll make it easy.
We do not cheat in that sense of what David was speaking of. We do not cheat. We do not get caught and all that other stupid stuff that y'all are saying. It's not about that. First and foremost, we're probably stepping out on you because you already stepped out on us and we were worthy enough or trying to, you know, give you another try or something, and it's still not working out. So when I'm thinking Tanya spoke of women are better cheaters, you guys, when you cheat, sort of what Apple keeps speaking on, it's like you guys are greedy. You guys are just adventurous. You're sloppy. So,
Yeah, y'all talking 20, 30.
I don't know.
Talking 20, 30 years old, 20
I don't know
and 30 year olds.
I don't know.
No, I don't think you can put an age on that at all. That's
no,
that's
I'm not
men,
putting
period.
I say that because once you start getting older into your 40s and 50s, now you done seen a lot of things. You done
But see, this is what y'all just did. The women was trying to explain to us how what's the difference out of their point of view, because they're the lady. You guys are men. You're only saying how you feel out of your goddamn sex, you being a man. We got to hear from the ladies.
Right. So what Josie was saying, like Josie said, the reason why, you know, it's a better situation or you think that we're good at it is because she already sat and contemplated what she was going to do about this. And 9 times out of 10, it was because you cheated on her. So she already put her plan together how she was going to get cheated. And like David said, if she gets caught, yeah, it's pretty much over.
So let me be clear about this. I'm not gonna tell you guys a bunch of stats and stuff like that, but I have researched it, and don't take my word for it. Go and research it. There are stats and facts about this, but you're gonna have to dig. Just like I'll give y'all another example. You guys watch, how many people watch TV, talk TV, stuff like that? What's her name? Lonnie Love from the View. So she said something.
No, she's on the Real.
Yeah.
She's on the Real. Okay. So
Yeah.
she made a comment recently, or I don't know how recent it was, but she said men of color are not capable of being monogamous. How do you women feel? That's basically what she said. So how do you women feel about that first? And then we're gonna go to the men. Tanya? You gotta turn your mic back on.
Oh, it sure is. I'm sorry. How do I feel about that? How can I say this? I've been involved with men of color, and I've had some that weren't able to be monogamous, and I've married one that has been. I don't have to worry about him cheating on me because I make sure he's satisfied at home. So I don't have to worry about him cheating on me at all. At all.
Shout out.
Emotionally, none of that.
Shout out to all the women that make sure their man's stomach is full, and when he leaves, his testicles are on empty. For all you don't understand that, I have to tell you what that is. Patsy, you want to go ahead and dive in?
Hold on now.
Hold up. Go ahead, Tanya.
I'm not done. So what I say about that is that I was married before and he cheated on me. So, you know, me being the woman that I am, it was something with him that he kept it moving. The part with men about cheating is that they cheat in the neighborhood. Ooh. They cheat in the neighborhood.
Ooh. Even dogs don't poop where they lay.
Yeah, I've heard that too. That most are lazy and they do cheat in a specific area.
Yeah,
close to where they work, close to where they live. They're very lazy and sloppy.
So
that's why they get caught most of the time, because
this is
the
true.
side chick lives up the street from your main chick.
How do y'all know that the other chick that he's cheating on been scoping out y'all's relationship, been watching y'all leaving the house, watching y'all argue, and she said, "Hey, I'm gonna make my move on her today."
It's a possibility,
she
but
can't do anything that he doesn't allow him to do.
Exactly. That's up to that man. So if he decides to cheat with her, that was because he was weak enough. But to your question, David, about do you think it's just Black guys that cheat? No, it's not. I have Caucasian friends, Spanish friends, and they talk about the same thing that a Black woman will talk about.
Of course.
Patsy, I want you to weigh in. Go and jump in there. You've been rather quiet about this situation. How you feel about what Miss Lonnie said? Do you think it's a color thing, or you think it's all men?
All men, definitely, because they all can be dogs, and just step out on their woman and everything, and it basically, maybe it's more prevalent, like more people are more aware of Black men doing it as opposed to white men. But I really believe all men do it, Black, white, Hispanic, whatever. And all men, across the board. It doesn't matter what color they are,
So, ladies, is it an
Can I jump on that as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I agree with Patsy. I don't think the penis brain ratio has anything to do with color. I think it has to do with, as he said, some impulse control. There are, again, societal ways that make it okay. And I heard a man say he didn't want to learn the names of the women he was smashing. He just felt like that was respectable to his marriage. So, yeah.
It sounds like someone needs to have the in-depth conversation with him, because if you out there just smashing women and you don't even know their names, and you feel like it's disrespectful to your woman, your wife, to learn their names, it's disrespectful to step out on her to begin with. You got a lot of issues.
He was saying it
Blame Alicia
wasn't
Keys.
disrespectful.
You know what? Let's stay right there. Is cheating, ladies, do you think that as an act of betrayal? Maria?
Yes, I do.
Tanya?
Yes, I do.
Patsy?
Yep.
Kiana?
100% betrayal.
Josie? All right. So let me ask the guys. Sean, you've been rather quiet. So do you think that when a man steps out on a woman that he's supposed to be committed to, it's an act of betrayal?
Definitely.
Definitely. Timmy?
That's a definite too.
Robert?
Yes, all day long.
Bert?
Is it considered betrayal? Do you betray a woman if you cheat on her?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it is betrayal.
Okay. Gregory?
Yup, for a man and a woman, because in the back of your head, you think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Elijah?
No.
You don't. Okay. Now you got to you got to give us details. You're gonna have to expand on this, bro. You're gonna have to tell us why it's a no.
Right.
Because you the lone wolf in this situation. Everybody else said yay, and you said nay. So go ahead, Rebel.
No.
You said that.
No, yeah, no. No, you think it's a betrayal? No, I don't. I still go with culture, kid. I still go with culture. Say I'm from China, and we have more than 5 girls, and we always bounce with different girls, and to us, that's just our culture. So just because I live where I live at, I'm not going to base the whole world like that, and that's how everybody get down. So I got to say no.
Okay, so just for this situation, we are in Black America. We having conversation with women of color and men of color. We want to know from the perspective of our culture. Since you say it's culture, do you feel like it's the act of betrayal, far as women concerned, women of color? Or women that live in the urban communities, women that partake in urban culture?
I want to say, I don't think that you just should say urban community or women of color. I think it's a betrayal to all women will feel that way.
No, I know that. I was being clear about it because he said it depends on culture. He said China and other places. So I'm saying for this purpose, we're talking about, is it an act of betrayal to the women around you, the women that you deal with?
So
and
Elijah,
Dave, you can't narrow my mind like that, kid. I'm gonna say this again.
I know you're a coochie connoisseur, but
all right. So let me ask Elijah this. Elijah, you're in a relationship. You love your woman. She loves you. There was never a day of cheating or even a thought of cheating. You live in this world where we consider it to be normal, where your trust is high in her and hers is high in you. There's no day of thinking about cheating. If you did decide to go out and walk outside your relationship and lay down with Tammy, do you think that's betrayal to your woman and your relationship?
Again, I'm gonna say this again. When it comes to a culture, I'm gonna say no. When it comes to individual, it all depends how you raised in the area that you live in. I can live in Dorchester. That means I do everything Dorchester do. So
Okay.
it all depends how you raise. Hold on,
I think I get what
hold
he's trying to say.
on,
He's
No, no,
trying
no.
to say
hold,
it would be
hold on,
betrayal in the nature of how you're going
hold on.
about.
I got the question very well. It's just
Go
you're
ahead.
making the question broad, then you want to narrow it down because it ain't fit the narrative. I'm gonna say it again in a broader sense. To
Okay.
me, a serious relationship, to me, because how I was raised, is when you're married. When you're married with a piece of paper, then yeah, it's betrayal. If you're not married, hey man, we can move on, try it again. That's the way.
Okay.
Okay, you
Hold on,
answer it a little bit better.
No,
hold
no,
on.
no.
Hold on. That's
Go
the way
ahead.
how
Finish.
I was raised. But my next door neighbor could be raised different. No piece of paper. If you cheat on me, it's done. And I'm taking the kids, whoever. That's how they're raised. So it all depends how you're raised. But when it all boils down to it, everybody don't have the same style when it comes to this define a relationship, cheating.
Okay, can I flip that on you? How would you
Go
feel
ahead.
if it was done to you? Would you feel betrayed? Would you be out of character and wanting to probably hurt this woman in some kind of way as a retaliation moment? Answer that, please.
Answer it.
I'm gonna say it the same way. If you're married, male or female, you know what I'm saying to you, cheated, that's committing adultery. Yo, I lost you broke the contract. If you're not married, male or female, hey, we can get through this because we're practicing. This is all depends how you raised, it all depends what culture you in.
Okay.
Right.
Now
Elijah, I got
you
a question.
no. No,
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
You can I just
Go
ask
ahead,
you this real
Sean.
quick, Sean, before you do that? You have a baby's mother, and your baby's mother step out and sleep with your brother or your cousin. Where's your feelings at now? Does it matter to you?
Again, the
That's
Jacksons
betrayal.
got the same baby mothers. The Jacksons, they got the same baby mothers.
Oh
You know what
Lord.
I'm saying? So when it comes to how it is, it all depends how you raise kids. You probably was raised in a place
Look,
that you know what there's betrayal like that, as they call it, definition betrayal of money. But when it comes to sleeping with one another, you know what I'm saying, to your OPP, whatever you want to call it, they get down like that. It's all depends how you raise kid on that
Okay.
part right there.
All right. He's quite clear about that. He's not changing his views. Sean, go ahead.
All right, what I was gonna ask Elijah is because I'm a stickler for whenever we have our topics, I tend to have this get not I won't use the word annoyed, but we hear a question and we veer off from what the actual question was asked of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I want to say to Elijah is if that is your thoughts and your beliefs and this, that, and the other, and you stand firm and on that, and I'm getting into your personal, do you then have an openness with your people that you deal with, that they understand that this is how you roll?
You're talking personal in the sense of a question that's general. So I really don't have to answer that.
Well,
No, you
well,
don't.
he basically was asking you is
But
this.
you're answering it personally though,
Yes.
because you're giving your opinion on how, because you keep talking cultural and all
Not to
this.
culture.
When
Hold
we
on,
was
hold on.
asking, yes, sir.
Hold on, not to cut you, right? So forgive
Mhm.
me. When Dave
No,
asked
you
the
good.
question, and I'm gonna say it again from the top, from when we first started talking. This is a big, beautiful planet. People got different ways of doing different cultures. That makes it different. Why a one woman don't get along with this dude when they first got together, and then when they do get together, get along, or vice versa. It depends on how they're raised. This is just economics, democratic finance, whatever you want to call it. For me to put my own individual into it, that means making the world the way I see it. I choose not to do that because that's not the real world. So when I answer the question the way I see the world and with my personal experience.
Then that answer my question then. So that answer, because like I said, I prefaced my question to you by stating that I take ownership, and when someone asks me a specific question that they're directing to me. And so when they asking me, I'm giving my opinion based on me. And so because the rest of us was answering it based on our personal feelings,
individuality.
I now understand. I now understand and can truly, not that I wasn't accepting your answer, I just thought that you was giving a broad answer to where there was a direct question directed to you.
Can I
thought
answer the
I
question
said,
for him? I would have said yeah.
Hold on. I thought I clearly said, for me, if I'm married and she cheated on me, that means APPLE, then that's a betrayal. But if she's not married, I'm not married. We're just in a relationship. This is just me. Then we can both get over
Gotcha.
it.
So you would
gotcha.
tell her that. That's what he was asking though. He was
So-
asking
so-
So
would
you
you tell
never
her
been
his partner
hurt
that?
by a woman that cheated on you? It never bothered you to be cheated on? Have you ever been cheated
That's
on by
a whole
another woman?
different. That's a whole different question and topic.
No, this is no.
No,
This
this
is it.
ties
This-
exactly into what
Yeah,
you're
this is
saying. Where
this is
if
this
we're
is
not
a broad.
married, it shouldn't bother
fine.
nobody.
Okay, here we go.
So you're not married
So,
and just
okay,
your
hold on.
regular common girlfriend.
When a girl cheated on me, you know what I'm saying? There's some girls I can forgive you. Let's move on. And there's other girls, I can never forgive that. That's just me.
So then
it
you
bothers
understand betrayal outside being married.
Yes, is the question behind
That
all of
wasn't
that.
the question at hand. Wow.
I would
E,
go
I
ahead
know.
and take
Listen, this is
this.
why I wanted
But
Dave.
the
Can I just
answer
say this
you
to him?
gave.
Your upbringing with their Tootsie, your mom's, and your father in that house, not culture, not your next door neighbor down the street, across
That's
the
called
moon.
raising.
Your
That's called raising.
household.
Called raising.
Yes,
called
and
rape.
you was raised to have an individual mind, not the way of the world, how you are brought into this world by yourself. So whatever you was doing in your listen, E, whatever you was doing in your relationship, being outside your bedroom or in your bedroom, or going to the grocery store or to the hospital with her, it was you and her.
So I would say this to you guys, right? So I'm listening to you, and I do a lot of observing and recording. So what I'm hearing in this, it almost sounds like to me that because something happened to you, it changed your perspective on how you see relationships. That's what I'm hearing in what you're saying. So I feel like whatever happened to make you view things this way, you know what betrayal means, because that individual, their behavior brought you to your mindset, your current way of thinking. So attitude equals aptitude.
Dave,
Yes.
check it out, right, Dave? I can be with a person could be, well, I'm gonna use myself. I can be with a woman, you know what I'm saying to you, and she cheated on me. But 9 times out of 10, because the way how I'm made, she cheated on me because there's something I did wrong. That's the way I'm made, kid. So that hold on, Dave, that cheating wouldn't be a betrayal to me in a relationship that there's no paper. Hear what I say. So when it comes to that, I can get over that right there. But if it comes to I told you something and you went out and told someone else, that's a betrayal to me. It's done with the relationship. That's for me. You did what I'm saying?
No, you're clear about it, and you're also let me be clear about this. In the video, they gave different versions of men and what their their mindset is regarding cheating. So it's clear to me in this situation, it's not an act of betrayal because you don't fear losing what you have. It doesn't mean that much to you. So let's move on. So let me ask you ladies this. At this point, the age that you guys are, y'all are in y'all's grown and sexy stage of life. Ladies first. Any relationship you're currently in or future relationship, is cheating a deal breaker? Do you stay in a relationship with someone that has cheated on you? And do you go back to someone that's cheated on you? Kiana first. You gotta turn your mic on, Keith. Okay. Patsy?
Yeah, it's a deal breaker, but then it depends on the situation of whether or not I take them back, and if it was just like a one-time thing, impulsive, and he was just doing it that one particular time. But I don't know. It's like it just depends. If he's like a repeat offender, oh no, you ain't coming back.
I'm sorry. Did you hear me talk? Or
No, we couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Patsy, was you finished?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was finished.
All right, Kiana, go ahead.
I said no. I'm done. I can help you pack your stuff, or you can help me pack my stuff. But we're done. There's no crying over spilled milk. It's a wrap. You can play all the rap songs you want. We're a done deal. No, there's no getting back. There's no mistakes. It's like the chicken pox. You don't have one bump. You have more than one, and I'm all set.
Woo. Tanya?
Yeah.
Is it a deal breaker?
It's a deal breaker because the trust is gone. How can I trust you? I'm constantly gonna be thinking like, no, it's done.
Maria?
Yeah, it's a deal breaker. At this point, this stage that I am in my life, like I feel I'm speaking for myself, but personally, I think everybody that's on this phone is too grown to be cheating and stuff. But yeah, it's a deal breaker for me. Like Tanya said, you're gonna always feel that way. So even if you take him back, that relationship's not gonna work because you're gonna always think that he's doing something to you, even if he's not.
Josie? Is she still with us?
I think she's gone.
Okay, so before we go ahead and wrap this up, you know what? I feel like that this requires an extended conversation with the men. So I'm inviting all you guys to join us on Saturday for Shake It Up Saturday. Men, I want to continue this conversation, an extended version of it. We're going to probably add more to it, but Saturday we want to have a second conversation regarding this. It's going to be a closed door discussion for just the men. So everybody, all the men, you are cordially invited. You will receive an invite. It'll be on Facebook, or you will get it sent to your phone. So guys, I'm gonna say this before we wrap up, and I'm glad I got all the ladies' point of view about this. I value everybody's opinion. All the participants on this panel. I thank you all for your insight. I appreciate it. You guys sharing is caring. That's what makes this work. This is an open forum. No one takes these things personal. This is everybody's point of view. This is their perspective. It just means that we need to continue conversations. So if it's something that you don't agree on, just agree to disagree. But I will say this to all the men on the panel. We are too grown, like Maria said, to be partaking in this childish behavior, because you know why? You are cheating yourself out of something real good for all of us if you have that mindset. If you want to be a cheater at this stage in your life, it doesn't require a piece of paper. It doesn't require someone else to show you what's right and what's wrong at this point. We know what's right and what's wrong. We know how we make others feel when we treat them this way. So when you know better, you do better. And as my sister Kiana says, I can show you better than I can show you better than I can tell you. This has been the Still a Man podcast. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, my people, the verdict's in. Adopt or perish. You SAM, still a man, and be forever. Adopt or perish, ladies first. SOS, support our sisters. Even if you support our sisters only. No pun intended. Scurry yourself over to EmporiumPlus.org, where you will find the latest fashion,